Good evening, everyone. It's what night? It's Thursday night, January the 25th. And I'm in the house all by myself tonight. My wife is out at the food pantry over on Canal Street serving our local friends and neighbors with some help with some food. And the need is great in Brattleboro. And we are so thankful that God has blessed us with so much food that we are able to share with those who run a little bit short every week in filling the tables up at their house. And so God has blessed us bountifully, and we have turned around and tried to share it with as many as possible. But you should never leave a guy alone. I'm actually here with a special request, special opportunity uh, to ask you to join me next week, January 30th at 9 o'clock in the morning, with a special live mic guest. I have invited my friend Bishop Michael Chege Karanja from Nairobi, Kenya, to join me via the World Wide Web to join me next Tuesday morning and share with us what's going on in Kenya, what's going on in his ministry, give us his testimony, and it's a fantastic testimony. I met Bishop Chege in October of 1992. And I went to Kenya to visit at the invitation of a good friend, Francis Joroge, and visited Pastor Michael's church, Restoration Victory Ministries, and fell in love. I literally fell in love with this ministry and this man, and so I just am so glad the technology. When I first started traveling to Kenya, they had very poor cell service. They had the post office, the mail delivery was awful. Even landline telephones were almost impossible to deal with. We had to do everything by letter, put a stamp on it, mail it, and some weeks later, the letter would show up in Kenya, and then they would answer. And some weeks later, the letter would end up here in the United States. And then after a while, cell phone service came to Kenya and communicate. Now everybody in Kenya's got a cell phone. They have a much better, I think, much more well thought out uh, uh, services for cell phone. Almost everybody in Kenya's got a cell phone now. And the internet has now arrived in Kenya. And just recently, Michael and I thought we would try to get together on Live Mic. And he now has high speed internet in his office at the church, things we could not have conceived of so many years ago when we met and became friends. But I have traveled all over. Kenya has 8 provinces. I think I've been in all of them except one, maybe two. And Michael and I have traveled many hundreds, even thousands of miles all over the landscape of Kenya, visiting folks and preaching the gospel, planting churches, raising up leadership, training leadership. I've run pastoral conferences in his church. We've run leadership conferences all across Kenya. We have been up into sugarcane country, up in the Kakamega and Mumias area, into Kisumu around the Great Lake Victoria, and down through the center in Eldoret and Mount Kenya area, and then down into the Masai Mara, literally thousands and thousands of miles together. We've slept in tents, we've slept in grass huts, mud huts with a grass roof. We've slept on the ground. We've slept in our car a couple of times as we've traveled together. But this man has a passion for souls. He's a delightful individual, and the two of us, have literally grown old together. I'm actually a good bit older than Michael, but we've grown older together. We've matured together, and it's been a fantastic journey. So my friend Michael Chege Karanja, who is now an ordained bishop in the church in the little town that he serves called Banana Hill, in the central highlands of Kenya, just outside of Nairobi. and he's been there for just about as long as I've been in the ministry here in Vermont. We're very close in terms of our tenure in ministering to our various populations. So we've got the technology worked out. Michael and I were online just a day or so ago, and the picture is good, the audio is good, and we had a great time of fellowship. And uh, so I want to invite everyone to join us if you can at 9 a.m. this coming Tuesday morning. Now, if you can't, I know people work; they're not able to get on, but you can look at it later. It is recorded, and it'll be on my page for several days, maybe even a couple of weeks. It'll be online, and you can watch it later. But my special appeal tonight is to all of my friends who are Kenyan by heritage. Many of them live here in the United States. I have Kenyan friends who live in the Boston area, the Worcester area, Seattle, Washington area, Dallas, Texas area, Missouri, Midwest in Michigan. I think there's a large population, and then of course scattered all over Kenya. And now that the internet is available and cell phone service is available, and we have so many here, I'm asking all of my Kenyan friends who hear this and who follow me on Facebook and YouTube, uh, join us if you would. If you're in Kenya, the program will actually be at 5 p.m. in the evening. Kenya is 8 hours ahead of us here. So the program will be streaming at 5 p.m. next Tuesday. And so you can find it there on YouTube and on Facebook. And then if you're here in the States, if you're out in Seattle, it'll be, I don't know what, 9, 10, 11, 12, about noontime. No, it'll be the other way. I'm lost. I'm lost. I forget it. So 9 o'clock here would be, let's see, 8, 7, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock in the Tacoma, Washington area for my good friends Francis Mania and Daniel Waringi out there in Tacoma. Uh, get yourselves up and join with us with Pastor Michael, Bishop Michael Chege. And do me this favor, if you would, share it. I've sent a link out. I've sent a link out to many of you that links it to the announcement I've made. I wish you would share it. Get a hold of your friends, expats who are living here in the country from Kenya, and let people know that Bishop Chege is going to be with me for 1 hour or so on Tuesday morning. Share the daylights out of it so that we can have a real reunion here of all of my Kenyan friends from all over America. I have notified some of my Kenyan friends who are living in Australia now, and hoping that they're going to join with us. Oh, I don't know. It'll be tomorrow where we are, but anyway, to work out the timelines and join with us. That is next Tuesday morning, January 30th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll have to work out the time frame where you are, but I'd love to have you on. We're going to have the chat screen open so you can give greetings to Bishop Chege. You can say hi to him. I've talked to many of my friends from Kenya today that have gone on mission trips with me out into the bush, and especially one fella, David Kaihu. I was there in a place called Okalau when God really set His course in the ministry, and David has been a remarkable minister of the gospel for many, many years now. I think that trip, David Kaihu, I think it was 1994 when we went together to Okalau, and we had that massive truck that we were in that broke down halfway there, and it was it was an adventure, but God did wonderful things there in the rural areas, remote areas of Kenya, heading north from Nairobi. And folks across the Rift Valley in the western provinces and up into some of the northern provinces, all over Kenya. I just pray, join us here. Just join us live. You can chat in and make comments and greetings and tell us who you are and where you are and what's going on in your life now. It's going to be a great time. So, one more time, Tuesday morning, January 30th, 9 a.m., right here on Live Mic. I am asking you to join me and my good friend, Bishop Michael Chege Karanja, for this special live feed all the way from Nairobi, Kenya. God bless